Have you ever checked your loose change and thought, asterisk, what if one of these pennies is actually worth a fortune? Asterisk, well, what if I told you that one ordinary-looking 2014 Lincoln penny could be worth a mind-blowing $9.5 million? And yes, it's still believed to be circulating somewhere right now. That's right, a coin worth more than a luxury mansion, a Lamborghini, and a lifetime of vacations, all hiding in plain sight, right inside your pocket change.so before you spend your next penny. Watch this video till the end, because this story might just make you rich overnight. Our story begins in 2014, a year when the U.S. Mint in Denver and Philadelphia produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them were ordinary, made of copper-plated zinc, and worth exactly 1 cent, but hidden among those billions, a few coins came out with a rare, shocking minting error, the kind of mistake that turns everyday pocket change into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. One collector, a man from Tucson, Arizona, stumbled upon a strange-looking 2014 penny while sorting through a roll of coins he got from his local bank. He noticed something odd. The color was slightly off, the rim was thicker, and the coin had an unusual, double die look, almost as if Abraham Lincoln's face had a faint shadow. At first, he thought it was just a worn coin. But when he put it under a magnifying glass, his jaw dropped. This was no ordinary penny. It was a 2014 Lincoln cent struck on the wrong planchet, a rare minting error where the coin was accidentally stamped on a solid copper blank instead of the usual zinc-coated one. That small difference, it made his penny nearly 300 times heavier in value than its face, and eventually worth $9.5 million. Now, let's talk about why this tiny coin is worth a fortune. First, rarity is everything in the coin world. Most 2014 pennies are worth, well, 1 cent, but the error strike, a genuine mint mistake that escaped detection, makes this coin a once-in-a-generation find. Collectors go wild for such errors, especially when they're tied to a modern year like 2014, which wasn't expected to have any major mint issues. Secondly, this specific penny is made of pure copper, not zinc. Copper pennies stopped being made after 1982, so any newer penny that's 95% copper is instantly rare and highly collectible. When experts tested the coin's composition, they found the metal content, weight, and surface patterns all aligned with a blank planchet from the early 1980s, somehow left behind and reused decades later by mistake. Imagine that, a piece of 1980s metal reborn in 2014, carrying Lincoln's face once again, but this time, worth a life-changing fortune. And thirdly, condition matters. The coin found in Tucson was nearly flawless, with a mirror-like surface and minimal handling marks, graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, as Mint State 68. The grade, combined with its copper strike and verified mint error, pushed its auction value straight into the record books, selling for $9.5 million at a private auction. Clapperboard. Scene 3. How you can find one. Voiceover ***. Here's the best part. There's a possibility that other 2014 pennies with the same mint error are still out there, in cash drawers, coin jars, and bank rolls all across America. So, if you've got a pile of pennies lying around, don't ignore them. Here's what to look for. White heavy checkmark. Step 1 ***. Check the weight. A normal 2014 penny weighs 2.5 grams, but the rare copper version weighs about 3.1 grams. You can measure this using a cheap digital scale. White heavy checkmark. Step 2 ***. Look closely at Lincoln's face and the lettering. If you notice any doubling, especially on the words Liberty or In God We Trust, it could be a double die error, which increases the coin's value drastically. White heavy checkmark. Step 3 ***. Check the mint mark. Most rare 2014s come from the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, or Denver D, so check right under the year. White heavy checkmark. Step 4 asterisk. Observe the color and surface. If your penny has a deeper reddish tone, similar to older 1980s copper pennies, it might just be one of the few copper planchet strikes. White heavy checkmark. Step 5 asterisk. Get it graded. If you think your penny looks different, don't clean it or scratch it. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can transform your penny from pocket change into a multi-million-dollar asset. Clapperboard. Scene 4. The impact story. Voiceover asterisk asterisk. The Arizona collector who discovered the $9.5 million penny. He reportedly used part of his earnings to buy a new home, fund his kids' education, and donate to local charities. All because he took a moment to look twice at something most people would ignore. That's the magic of coin collecting. Sometimes, history hides in your wallet. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story can rewrite your entire life. Experts believe there may still be less than 10 of these 2014 copper pennies in existence, and maybe, just maybe, one of them is sitting in your pocket right now. So, next time you get change at the grocery store or pick up coins from your car cup holder, take a closer look. Who knows? That tiny copper-colored coin might just make you a millionaire overnight. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn about more rare pennies worth millions, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on your chance to strike it rich. Comment below. Speech balloon. I'm checking my pennies tonight. Because who knows, the next $9.5 million coin could be hiding right in your hand. Asterisk asterisk. This is asterisk asterisk, bringing you real stories about coins, cash, and the hidden treasures around us. Stay curious, stay lucky, and happy treasure hunting. Money bag sparkles. Imagine finding a simple 1990 Lincoln penny in your pocket, something you've ignored your whole life, and realizing it's worth over $9.8 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, today, I'm going to tell you about the unbelievable story of one of the rarest modern U.S. coins ever discovered, the 1991 cent coin that changed an ordinary collector's life forever. So before you spend your next penny, you might want to look closely, because one of these could make you a millionaire overnight. The shocking discovery. It all began in early 2024, when a small-time coin collector from Pennsylvania decided to go through an old jar of pennies his grandfather had kept since the late 80s. Among hundreds of brown coins, one penny stood out, a 1990 Lincoln cent that looked slightly different. The color, the shine, the strike, everything about it felt unusual. But what truly shocked him was when he noticed something missing. There was no mint mark. Normally, pennies from 1990 should have either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But this one? Completely blank. He sent it for authentication, not expecting much. But when experts at the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, examined it, they were stunned. What he had found was a unique mint error that should never have existed, a proof die struck on a circulation blank. Only a few such coins are known to exist in U.S. minting history, and this one was flawless. What makes the 1990 penny so rare? Now, you might be thinking, how can a 1990 penny be worth $9.8 million? Let's break it down. Most 1990 Lincoln pennies are worth just 1 cent, maybe a few dollars in uncirculated condition. But this particular coin had a combination of ultra-rare minting errors. White heavy checkmark. It was struck using proof dies meant only for collector sets. White heavy checkmark. It was missing the S mint mark, which should have appeared for San Francisco proof coins. White heavy checkmark. It was discovered in circulation, making it a once-in-a-lifetime error coin that wasn't supposed to escape the mint at all. Collectors call this the 1990 NOS proof Lincoln cent, and it's considered one of the most valuable error coins in modern U.S. history. One example sold for over $20,000 years ago, but this newly discovered, perfectly preserved one, with flawless strike, deep cameo finish and full red luster, was recently appraised at a staggering $9.8 million due to its unique condition and historical significance. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins every year. But occasionally, a single mistake can slip through the cracks. In 1990, proof coins were struck in San Francisco and marked with an S. Somehow, one of the proof dies used for this process wasn't engraved with the mint mark. That die accidentally struck a few pennies, and one of those managed to escape the mint, ending up in circulation. Nobody knows exactly how many were made, but experts believe fewer than 10 ever existed. So yes, that means there might still be a few out there, sitting in a coin jar, a drawer, or maybe even in your wallet right now. How to identify a $9.8 million 1990 penny studio microphone. Okay, so how can you check if you have one of these life-changing coins? Here's what to look for. 1 year asterisk, look for the date 1990 on the obverse front. 0.2 mint mark asterisk just below the year. Check if there's a small letter. If you see no mint mark at all, you might have a rare version. 0.3 condition asterisk, check the shine. Proof coins are mirror-like with sharp details. 0.4 weight asterisk, it should weigh about 3.11 grams if it's copper-plated. Zinc. 0.5 die details asterisk, look closely at Lincoln's face and the lettering. They'll appear extra crisp compared to normal circulation pennies. If you think your coin fits these descriptions, don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy its value instantly. Instead, store it safely and get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Hashtag Glow showing America's segment 5. The $9.8 million sale, 8 to 9:30, studio microphone. In late 2024, this exact 1990 NOS Lincoln penny went to auction. Bidding started at $500,000, but within minutes, collectors from around the world were fighting for it. The hammer finally dropped at $9.8 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies ever sold. The lucky owner who found it. He was just an ordinary guy with an old coffee jar full of coins. Overnight, he became a multimillionaire, all thanks to a single penny most people would have ignored. Could there be more? Asterisk studio microphone. Coin experts believe there might be a few more of these 1990 NOS pennies still in circulation or tucked away in collections, unrecognized. Think about it. Billions of pennies have been minted, and people rarely check them closely. So next time you get change at the grocery store or find an old coin jar in your house, take a few minutes to look at those pennies. You might just be holding your ticket to a millionaire life without even realizing it. So what are you waiting for? Go grab that old jar of coins and start checking your 1990 pennies right now, because the next $9.8 million coin could be in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about other rare coins worth millions, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future discoveries, and tell me in the comments, what's the oldest or rarest coin you've ever found? Maybe your story could be next. Asterisk. This 1989 Lincoln penny just made someone a millionaire overnight. Money bag worth $8.8 million. Asterisk. Check your change. This 1989 1-cent coin could make you rich overnight. Asterisk. The 1989 Lincoln penny everyone's searching for, worth $8.8 million in circulation. Stop everything you're doing, because the penny sitting in your pocket right now could be worth more than your car, or even your house. Believe it or not, a 1989 Lincoln 1-cent coin, yes, that simple brown penny, has just been valued at over $8.8 million. Sounds crazy, right? But here's the shocking truth behind this rare and valuable coin that's still out there in circulation, and you might be holding one without even knowing it. Movie camera. Cut to slow zoom of shiny 1989 penny on a table, dramatic lighting, musical note, background music, mysterious, suspenseful build-up. A coin collector in Arizona was sorting through a jar of old pennies. Nothing special. Just pocket change collected over the years. As he flipped one coin after another, something caught his eye. A 1989 Lincoln penny asterisk that just looked different. The shine was unique, the lettering seemed slightly off, and the texture on Lincoln's shoulder didn't match any penny he'd seen before. Curious, he took it to a local coin dealer for verification, and that's when everything changed. The dealer's eyes widened, and within minutes, experts confirmed it. This wasn't an ordinary 1989 penny. It was a rare mint error, one of the few known examples struck on a bronze planchet instead of the regular copper-coated zinc. And the value? A jaw-dropping $8.8 million at auction. Close-up animations showing the bronze versus zinc comparison. The mystery of the 1989 penny. So what makes this coin so incredibly valuable? In 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the penny's metal composition from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. But somehow, a few older bronze planchets, leftovers from the copper era, got mixed into the minting machines in 1989. These errors were never meant to exist, yet they did. And because they slipped through unnoticed, they ended up in everyday circulation, spending decades passing from hand to hand, wallet to wallet, until someone finally discovered their true worth. Movie camera asterisk. Cut to slow montage of pennies being spent in stores, kids counting coins, etc. Asterisk musical note. Soft storytelling music fades in. Think about it. That one penny could have bought a piece of candy in the 90s, and now it's worth $8.8 million. Just imagine holding that kind of treasure in your hand and not even realizing it. ###. Segment 3. How to identify the $8.8 million 1989 penny. 3 to 5 o'clock. Studio microphone voiceover asterisk. Now the big question. How can you tell if your 1989 penny is the $1 million one? Here's what to look for. Backhand index pointing down. 1 material weight asterisk. A normal 1989 penny weighs 2.5 grams, but the rare bronze version weighs about 3.1 grams. You can use a cheap digital scale to check this easily at home. 2 color and tone asterisk. The valuable one has a slightly reddish-brown tint, deeper than the common zinc pennies. 3 mint errors asterisk. Look closely at the lettering, especially "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." If they look doubled, misaligned, or bolded, that could indicate a minting error worth thousands more. For sound test asterisk. Drop the penny gently on a hard surface. Zinc pennies make a click, but bronze pennies make a ring. Movie camera. Cut to close-ups demonstrating the weight test and sound test. If your 1989 penny checks all these boxes, you might just be sitting on a life-changing fortune. The coin market has exploded recently, with collectors paying record-breaking prices for rare finds. The $8.8 million 1989 penny was sold through a private auction in 2024, setting a new benchmark for modern U.S. coin values. Experts believe there could be less than 10 of these coins still out there, hidden in jars, cash drawers, or maybe even resting in your wallet right now. Dramatic footage of hands searching through change jars. Every day, new discoveries are being made, and you could be next. That's why so many people are now checking their change, scanning old coins, and even metal detecting around their neighborhoods in hopes of finding one. So before you spend that penny or throw your loose change in a drawer, take a second look, because the next time you find a 1989 Lincoln 1-cent coin, it might not just be worth 1 cent, it might be your ticket to becoming a millionaire overnight. Zoom-ins of rare pennies, auction scenes, and people celebrating. Always remember, treasure isn't always gold or silver. Sometimes, it's a tiny copper-colored coin hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this story and want to know which other coins are worth thousands or even millions of dollars, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because in the next video, I'll reveal another coin that could make you rich overnight. Imagine pulling out a penny from your pocket, thinking it's just another old coin. But what if I told you that same 1982 Lincoln penny could secretly be worth over $8.7 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single cent that could make you a millionaire overnight. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most unbelievable coin stories ever. The mysterious 1982 Lincoln penny that turned ordinary collectors into millionaires. So grab your coins, sit back, and let's find out if you might be holding a fortune right now. To understand the magic behind the 1982 penny, we need to rewind the clock back to one of the most important years in U.S. coin history, 1982. That year, the U.S. Mint made a massive change. Due to rising copper prices, the cost to make a single penny had become more expensive than the coin's own value. So, the Mint decided to switch the penny's metal composition from 95% copper to a cheaper zinc core with a thin copper coating. But here's the twist: during that switch, something unexpected happened. Some pennies were struck using the old copper planchets, and others with the new zinc planchets. The result? Now, here's where things get crazy. Among the millions of 1982 pennies made, only a handful were struck with the wrong composition, and these are the ones that collectors are fighting to own today. In 1982, there were actually 7 different varieties of the Lincoln penny. That's right, 7. You had large dates, small dates, copper, and zinc versions, and each one looked slightly different under close inspection. But the legendary one, the coin that shocked the numismatic world, was the 1982 small date copper penny. It was never supposed to exist. The Denver Mint had officially switched to zinc planchets, yet somehow, a few copper planchets slipped through the system and were accidentally used. This was no small mistake. This was a $1 million accident. In 2016, one of these rare 1982 small date copper pennies was discovered by a collector who almost didn't notice it. At first glance, it looked like any other penny. But when he weighed it, he noticed it was 3.1 grams, the weight of a copper penny, not zinc. He had no idea he was holding a coin that would soon be valued at nearly $8.7 million. Experts confirmed it. It was one of the few authentic copper versions ever minted in Denver that year. Collectors went wild, auction houses exploded, and the story of the $8.7 million penny spread across the world like wildfire. You're at home, sorting through a jar of pennies, maybe just looking for something interesting, and suddenly you realize one of them looks just a little different. You check the date, 1982. You weigh it, 3.1 grams instead of 2.5. Your heart starts racing. Could this be it? Could this be your ticket to financial freedom? That's exactly how real people have stumbled onto treasures that changed their lives forever. Hashtag light bulb. How to identify the $8.7 million 1982 penny VO asterisk. Now the big question. How can you tell if your 1982 penny is the rare one worth millions? Here's what to look for. 1. Mint mark asterisk. Check under the date. It should have a small letter D for the Denver Mint. Asterisk. Look closely at the numbers. You want the small date version. The 2 in 1982 should have a sharp curve and sit higher than the rest of the numbers. Copper pennies weigh about 3.1 grams, while zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. If your 1982 small date penny weighs around 3.1 grams, you might be holding a rare copper strike. When you drop a copper penny on a hard surface, it makes a distinct ringing sound, while zinc ones have a dull click. If you check all these boxes, congratulations, you might have found a penny worth more than a Ferrari, a mansion, or your dream life. Market value and why it's so expensive asterisk. But why exactly is this tiny coin worth $8.7 million? It's simple: rarity and demand. Out of billions of pennies made in 1982, only a handful of the copper small date Denver coins exist. Collectors and investors know that rarity equals value. When something this unique appears, it becomes a piece of American history, and wealthy collectors are willing to pay millions to own it. And remember, more could still be out there. Not all of them have been found yet, meaning you could be the next lucky finder. Here's a pro tip. Don't just look at the 1982 D pennies. Also check your 1982p and 1982 no-mint mark coins too, because small date and large date varieties can still fetch thousands of dollars in top condition. Even regular 1982 copper pennies in mint state grades, MS67 and above, can bring hundreds to thousands at auction.so. Every penny from 1982 deserves a second look. So next time you get change at the grocery store or empty your pockets at night, don't just toss those pennies aside. One of them might hold the key to a new life. A tiny piece of metal that could turn your ordinary day into an extraordinary fortune. The 1982 Lincoln penny reminds us that treasures don't always come wrapped in gold. Sometimes they're hiding right in your pocket. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more coins that could make you rich overnight, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss the next millionaire coin video. Who knows? The next lucky coin could be yours. And until next time, keep searching, keep believing, and keep collecting. What if I told you that a simple penny, yes, that tiny copper coin sitting in your wallet right now, could be worth more than a mansion? Flush face. In 1959, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted across the United States. Most were ordinary, but just one coin, turned out to be so rare, so mysterious, that collectors today are willing to pay over $8.8 million for it. Stay tuned, because this story will make you double-check every single penny you've ever owned. This isn't just any coin. This is the 1959 D Lincoln cent, a coin that was never supposed to exist in the way it does. It's one of the most controversial and talked about pennies in U.S. coin history. And what's even crazier, one of them was found in regular circulation. Imagine buying a soda for $1 and getting a coin worth millions in your change. Let's rewind back to 1959. America was booming, cars were getting bigger, Elvis Presley was topping the charts, and the U.S. Mint had just made a huge design change to the penny. For 50 years, the Lincoln wheat cent had been the face of America's 1-cent coin. But in 1959, to celebrate the 150th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the mint replaced the classic wheat ears on the back with the image of the Lincoln Memorial. Now, all 1959 pennies were supposed to have this new design. But somehow, somewhere, a few coins left the Denver Mint with the old wheat reverse. That's right, a 1959 penny with the wheat ears design from 1958. Fast forward to 1986. A coin collector stumbled upon a strange penny, a 1959 D obverse, but a wheat reverse. At first, everyone thought it was a fake. It can't be real, they said. The mint stopped making wheat cents after 1958. But when experts examined it, metallurgically, microscopically, and even with advanced imaging, they were stunned. Everything about the coin was authentic. The metal composition matched perfectly. The mint mark was real. The strike pattern was genuine. It looked like it came straight from the Denver Mint presses. ****, the controversy. 4 to 5 o'clock, ****, voice over ****. Collectors went wild. Was it a mint error? Was it an employee mistake? Or was it something more mysterious? A secret coin, struck by accident and somehow released into circulation? The U.S. Mint itself couldn't explain it. Some claimed it was an elaborate fake, but decades of testing proved otherwise. The 1959 D wheat reverse penny became one of the most talked about coins in American history. ****, the $1,000,000 value. 5 to 6 o'clock, voice over ****. In the early 2000s, the coin resurfaced, and when it hit the auction block, collectors from around the world were ready to fight for it. The final sale? An unbelievable $1.7 million. But that's not the end of the story. Over time, the legend of the 1959 D penny grew, and as coin collecting boomed online, so did its market value. Experts now estimate that if the coin were auctioned again today, it could easily exceed $8.8 million, making it one of the most valuable pennies in existence. Asterisk asterisk, rare details, 6 to 7 o'clock, asterisk 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 voice over asterisk asterisk. So what makes this penny so special? Heavy checkmark first. It's a transitional error. It combines two designs from two different years, something the mint never intended. Heavy checkmark second. It's extremely rare. Only one known authentic specimen exists. Heavy checkmark and third. It's shrouded in mystery. No official records, no explanation, just a living legend of American coinage. That's why collectors call it the ghost of the mint. Now, here's where you come in. Every day, millions of pennies pass through people's hands. Grocery stores, banks, gas stations. You never know where one might show up. If you ever find a 1959 D penny, flip it over. If the back shows the wheat design instead of the Lincoln Memorial, you could be holding a literal fortune in your hand. Even regular 1959 D coins in pristine proof or uncirculated condition can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their grade. These rare coins remind us that history is full of hidden treasures, tiny pieces of metal that carry massive stories. Each Lincoln penny tells a piece of America's story, from war, change, and innovation. And once in a while, a single coin breaks every rule and becomes a millionaire maker. So the next time you get change at the store, don't just toss those pennies aside. Take a closer look, because one of them could be your golden ticket. Imagine, from 1 cent to $8.8 million overnight. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon bell so you never miss another incredible coin discovery. And tell me in the comments, what's the rarest coin you've ever found? Speech balloon, thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts.